Superstition Mountain, a mountain promising men the most tantalizing and precious metal, gold, but delivering in its place mysterious death. The tale of Superstition Mountain begins long ago in the age of the Spanish Empire's rule, propped up by its many New World conquests. It was the age of the conquistador, the ruthless Spanish explorer whose purpose was to deliver glory and riches to the Spanish crown from the New World. Spain had an interest in obtaining the New World's riches from the beginning. After all, it was King Ferdinand of Aragon and Queen Isabella of Castile, already historically significant for uniting Spain and expelling the last of the Muslim strongholds on the Iberian Peninsula, who funded Columbus's exploratory mission. As a result of the Spanish Empire's determination, the Mayans, the Incans, the Aztecs, each of these empires fell at the foot of the conquistadors in their relentless pursuit of glory and gold. With so many riches found in these civilizations, the perspective for further exploration was that there could only be more riches ahead. This very pursuit is what drove explorers, including Francisco Vázquez de Coronado, farther north into the present-day United States. In 1539, Franciscan priest Friar Niza reported seeing the 7 golden cities of Cibola. The following year, Coronado's search for Cibola led him into the Arizona area, at the time known as New Spain. Coronado came to a sharp-pointed mountain, and he was the first man recorded as believing that this mountain held gold in its bosom, which he confirmed with the native Apache. However, the story reads that as they attempted to explore the area, several of Coronado's men died in mysterious fashion, causing the rest of his men to become wary of the mountain. Were they truly mysterious deaths, or did the disappointed greed taint their view of bodies killed and mutilated by Indians? Regardless, Coronado's men gave up their greedy search and returned to the Spanish Empire in debt, but the mountain had gained its name, Superstition Mountain. Coronado may have been the first to be lured by Superstition Mountain's promise of riches, only to find himself left in great debt, but he would not be the last. Next in line to be lured, and consequently broken, was Don Miguel Peralta, a successful Mexican rancher. Peralta is credited with discovering the richest gold mine in all of Western history in 1845. He shipped gold back to his home in Mexico, but his newly found riches would come at a great cost. He and all of his men were killed by the Apache Indians. The legend of the mine grew, and it was named the Peralta Mine after the discoverer. The Peralta Mine left seekers no clues to its location, but it continued to inspire hope and dread in the hearts of men until one day in 1870, when the promise of Superstition Mountain met a new heart to deceive, the hearts of 2 Jacobs. Jacob Waltz was a German who had come to America in 1845. Jacob Weiser was a Dutchman who, legend claims, met Waltz working in the minefield. The 2 Jacobs sought the Peralta Mine together and were said to have showed up in Phoenix with gold to spend. People assumed the 2 had struck it rich, but the Jacobs never did reveal any details of their findings. They took the location of their finds to their graves. However, they did contribute to the mine's new name, the Lost Dutchman Mine. How much of the legends are fact and how much are fiction, we will never know. What we do know is that the legends have become facts for the many, some estimate hundreds, of people through the years who have faced the harsh desert and mountain terrain of the area in search of gold. While some have reportedly found gold, many more have found death. The search for the Lost Dutchman Mine continues to claim lives to this day, and it only takes a few hours in the presence of Superstition Mountain to understand the real risks native to the environment. While the prospect of riches taunt men's hearts to risk it all, the dehydration, exposure, and inhospitable terrain ultimately claim their lives in too many cases. If greed is your vice, allow me to make a suggestion. Let Superstition Mountain inspire you to take a hike, enjoying its mystique, but avoid the temptation of seeking a treasure that, even if it does exist, would not save you from whatever you are looking to make up for in gold. We chose the Treasure Loop Trail in Lost Dutchman State Park, which is about a 2.5-mile loop that took us close into Superstition Mountain and above some of its lower rocky outcroppings before returning us to the desert below. You also may have noticed that we had 2 people with us, my sister Sarah and her husband Clint. If you choose to visit Superstition Mountain, be sure to go to Superstition Mountain Museum. There you will find all the information and probably even more than you can imagine about the legends surrounding Superstition Mountain. After our hike in the desert, we drove farther into the mountains, past Canyon Lake, to Tortilla Flat. Tortilla Flat is an old stagecoach stop that has been rebuilt in an old Western fashion. We enjoyed an early dinner there and were grateful to be leaving the Superstition Mountains in one piece. As always, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this post and would like to read more about the Superstition Mountains or more of our series on road tripping through Arizona, please visit our blog. The link is below in the description.